Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the whole world of skincare.
Yeah, we've looked at a ton of stuff you sent in videos, articles, all sorts.
Well, we've kind of boiled it down. The goal here is to give you a shortcut, basically, to feeling clued in about keeping your skin healthy, looking radiant.
We've got quite a range, too. Everything from, super quick natural stuff from the Yoga Institute.
Right, to more science-heavy advice from places like the Cleveland Clinic, Northwestern Medicine.
And even some specific tips for skin of color from Dr. Rattan, and a, let's say, unique angle from Dr. Berg.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But the mission is clear. Find the best bits, the surprises, and help you make sense of it all.
And what jumps out right away is just how different the approaches are. 5 minutes with honey versus serious ingredients.
It really shows there's no one-size-fits-all answer, does it?
Definitely not. It's super personal.
Okay, so let's start with that super quick one. The Yoga Institute, 5 minutes. How do they even do that?
Well, it's all about simple, natural things you might already have. First up, a quick cleanse.
With what?
Raw honey and water.
Raw honey.
Really? Yeah, apparently it's got antibacterial properties, anti-inflammatory too, plus it's a humectant, so it helps hold moisture.
Huh. Okay, interesting. What's step 2?
Toning. They suggest either rose water.
Which is meant to, what, tighten pores?
Yeah, tighten pores, balance pH, adds a bit of hydration, or you could use green tea.
Green tea, I know that one, antioxidants, huh?
Exactly, calms inflammation.
Yeah.
So cleanse, tone.
Then moisturize, presumably.
Yep, just a few drops of oil, coconut or almond oil, they suggest, for that natural glow.
Okay, keeping it very simple.
Then step 4 is sun protection, and this is pretty different.
How so?
They suggest a homemade mix, turmeric and aloe vera gel.
Turmeric for sun protection.
That's what they say. Mild protection helps even skin tone. Aloe is soothing, of course.
I'd be curious about the actual SPF on that one. But okay, homemade sunscreen. What's the final step?
A spritz of cucumber water. Just to refresh, lock everything in, add a bit more glow. Done in 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay, that's definitely the minimalist, natural end of the spectrum.
For sure. Now, switching gears completely.
Let's talk Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah.
Samantha Stein, the physician assistant, she tackles that feeling of just being overwhelmed, right?
Yeah, totally. So much info out there. She compares skincare to brushing your teeth. Meaning, it's important, you should do it, but it doesn't need to be crazy complicated or cost a fortune. Less is often more.
That's refreshing to hear. So what does she say is essential for anti-aging, keeping it simple?
She focuses on ingredients backed by science, things that actually tackle wrinkles, dark spots, droopy eyelids, that kind of stuff.
And what are those core ingredients?
Okay, her list is a gentle cleanser, vitamin C serum, retinol, moisturizer, and broad-spectrum sunscreen. That's the foundation.
Gentle cleanser again. Seems like everyone agrees on that. Don't strip the skin.
Exactly. She warns against harsh scrubbing or those really strong exfoliating cleansers. They can mess up your skin's natural barrier.
Okay, so be gentle. Then, vitamin C. Why is that such a big deal in her routine?
It's a powerhouse antioxidant. Basically, our skin deals with all these damaging things called free radicals from pollution, UV rays.
Right. Stuff that makes you age faster.
Precisely. Vitamin C helps fight that damage. Plus, it's crucial for making collagen.
Collagen, the stuff that keeps skin full.
You got it. So vitamin C helps with firmness and fights damage. She also notes look for it as ascorbic acid or L-ascorbic acid and keep it in dark packaging because light wrecks it.
Good tip. All right, what about the other big one, retinol?
Retinol, or retinoids in general. It's basically vitamin A.
And what does it do?
It encourages your skin to, turn over cells faster. So out with the old dull cells, in with the new.
Which helps with wrinkles.
Yeah, it minimizes wrinkles by slowing down collagen breakdown. And it's great for acne, too, because it helps unclog pores.
Can be irritating, though, right? I've heard that.
It can, especially at first. She suggests maybe putting moisturizer on before the retinol if your skin is sensitive. Kind of buffer it.
And you don't need prescription strength, necessarily.
No, she says over-the-counter stuff can show results in about 3 months if you're consistent.
Okay, cleanser, vitamin C, retinol. Moisturizer is next. Pretty straightforward.
Yep. Hydrates, replaces oils we lose as we get older, kind of plumps the skin temporarily. Just choose one for your skin type and make sure you're not doubling up on actives, like having retinol in your moisturizer and a separate serum.
Good point. And finally, sunscreen. She calls it the most important anti-aging product.
Absolutely. Every single day, UVA rays are the aging rays, UVB are the burning rays. You need protection from both, SPF 30+.
Even inside, even on cloudy days.
Yep. Those UVA rays get through windows and clouds. She mentions combo moisturizer sunscreens can work, but
But maybe separate is better for full protection.
often, yeah. And those powder sunscreens, they're okay for touch-ups, she says, but not for your main protection all day long.
Gotcha. So her simple routine would be
Morning. Cleanse, vitamin C, moisturize, sunscreen. Evening. Cleanse, retinol, moisturize. Simple. Effective.
and she says it's never too late or too early to start.
Right. And give products time, like 3 months, to see if they work. Oh, and a bit of purging, like temporary breakouts when starting actives can be normal.
Okay. And don't forget lifestyle diet, sleep, stress.
Crucial. That underpins everything.
All right, let's bring in Dr. Stephen Dong from Northwestern Medicine. He also talks about the necessity of a basic routine, right? More for general health than just looks.
Yeah, he frames it as essential for keeping your skin healthy day to day. Not just about wrinkles or dryness. Simple steps make skin resilient.
And his first step is knowing your skin type.
Yes. Dry, oily combination, figure that out first. Then, build your cabinet.
What does he say belongs in there?
A gentle cleanser, specifically for the face. Use lukewarm water, not hot. Hot water dries you out.
Makes sense. What else?
Toner is optional, he says. If you use it, it's after cleansing. It can kind of smooth, soften, calm things down.
Okay, optional toner. Moisturizer.
Non-negotiable. For everyone, every time you wash, apply it when your skin's still a bit damp.
Even for oily skin.
Yep, just choose a lightweight, oil-free one, then sunscreen. Again, daily. SPF 30 plus, UVA, UVB.
Seems like sunscreen is the universal must-have.
It really is. He points out UV exposure is the #1 cause of wrinkles, uneven tone, loss of firmness, basically aging.
Yeah.
And reapply if you're out in the sun for a while.
He also mentioned exfoliation and serums as optional extras.
Yeah, exfoliation maybe once or twice a week max. He prefers chemical exfoliants like acids over physical scrubs.
Gentler, maybe?
Generally, yeah. Use it after cleansing, before moisturizing, helps with smoothness, clearer pores. And serums, again, optional for targeting things with antioxidants or retinol.
So his routine structure is similar. Morning for protection, night for repair.
Pretty much. Morning, maybe just rinse with warm water, then moisturizer, sunscreen. Night, definitely cleanse. Then toner, exfoliant. Serums, if you're using them, always finish with moisturizer.
Got it. Simple foundations.
And other tips like wash your face after sweating, take makeup off before bed, don't pick at spots, adjust for seasons too, more moisture in winter, lighter stuff in summer.
Good habits early on set you up well. Okay, let's talk about the 30s. Dr. Sam Ellis has 10 tips specifically for this decade. What starts happening then?
Well, it's often when people first notice changes.
Yeah.
Like, dullness, maybe. Skin cell turnover slows down.
Dryness too?
Yeah, less oil, less natural hyaluronic acid, maybe some volume loss starting, hormonal acne can pop up, and sun damage starts to show more. But it's individual, of course.
So what's her first tip?
Get consistent. Doesn't have to be a 10-step routine. Just cleansing and SPF in the morning, cleanse and moisturize at night, maybe add a retinoid. Habit is the key.
Consistency again. And
Okay.
tip 2 is sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen.
Every single day. A separate sunscreen, she emphasizes, not just relying on your makeup's SPF.
It's never too late, she says.
Never. It prevents skin cancer, fights aging, and can even reverse some sun damage signs. Find one you love using. That's her advice.
Makes sense. Tip 3, start a topical retinoid. She calls it the Holy Grail. Big words.
Because it does so much. Fine lines, wrinkles, helps build collagen, tackles pigmentation, dullness. It's a multitasker.
Prescription and over-the-counter options.
Yep. Tretinoin is prescription. Retinol, retinaldehyde are over-the-counter. Start gentle, maybe with a lower strength retinol, cause of that irritation risk.
And be careful if pregnant or trying.
Yes, stop retinoids then. But she says it's usually okay when breastfeeding, and the benefits add up over time.
Okay. Tip 4 is exfoliation, helping that slowing cell turnover.
Right. Physical scrubs or chemical acids. Like we heard before, derms tend to prefer chemical ones, glycolic, lactic, mandelic, salicylic acids.
Why chemical?
They can be gentler overall, and you can tailor them better to your skin. Glycolic is stronger, lactic and mandelic are gentler. Salicylic is great for pores.
And you probably don't need to exfoliate as often if you're using a retinoid every night.
Exactly. Adjust based on your routine.
Tip 5, moisturize, especially as oil production drops.
Crucial. Plump skin, smooth lines, and really important for helping your skin handle those retinoids and exfoliants without freaking out.
What about tip 6? Sounds like a warning.
Haha, yeah. Don't overdo it. Introduce active ingredients like retinoids and exfoliants one at a time, slowly. Anti-aging is a marathon, not a sprint.
Patience is key. Tip 7.
Don't forget your neck, chest, and hands. Use your face stuff down there too, though neck skin can be more sensitive.
Good reminder. Those areas show age, too.
Definitely. And be mindful of posture. Looking down at phones can contribute to necklines, she notes.
Interesting point. Tip 8. Get acne under control.
Especially that adult hormonal kind, often deeper cysts around the chin and jaw. Don't wait. See a dermatologist.
Right. Tip 9 involves professional help.
Yeah, consider a cosmetic consult. Explore things like Botox, lasers, peels, microneedling, maybe fillers. Done well, it can be subtle and natural looking. Find a board-certified derm or plastic surgeon.
Build a relationship for the long haul. And the final tip.
Tip 10 is about overall health. Sleep, exercise, nutrition, stress management. It all impacts your skin significantly. Your skin can reflect what's going on inside.
A holistic view. Great advice. Okay, now let's focus on Dr. Vanita Rattan's advice, specifically for beginners with skin of color.
Right. She also starts with the basics. Cleanse, moisturize, sunscreen. And figuring out your skin type first, wash, wait an hour, see how it feels.
How does she tailor cleanser recommendations?
For oily skin, she likes salicylic acid cleansers because they get into pores. But look for ones with humectants so they don't overly dry the skin. Wash twice a day.
And for dry skin?
Gentle, hydrating cleansers. Stuff that won't strip oils. And only wash once a day in the evening.
Normal skin.
Just simple, effective cleansers work fine.
What about moisturizers for different skin types, especially skin of color?
For dry skin, she wants high-fat content creams, not lotions. Maybe even layer an oil like squalane or rose hip on top at night.
And oily skin still needs moisturizer.
Absolutely. She suggests gels high water content, won't clog pores. Look for ingredients like salicylic acid or niacinamide in them.
Makes sense. Normal skin.
Creams are good. Look for humectants. Ceramides, she says ceramides are especially key for skin of color's barrier niacinamide. Peptides are great too. Anti-aging ingredients are a plus.
Okay. Now, sunscreen for skin of color is often tricky because of the white cast issue. What's her take?
She prefers mineral sunscreens, zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. She feels they're anti-inflammatory and don't get absorbed into the bloodstream, which is good, especially thinking about pregnancy.
But the white cast.
Yeah, that's the challenge. But she recommends specific ones, often tinted, that minimize or avoid that white cast, even on deeper skin tones, so options exist.
Good to know. Okay, one more routine breakdown from Cleveland Clinic, this time Dr. Shilpi Katarpal. More simplification.
Yeah, another take on tailoring it. Morning is about protection.
Starting with?
Gentle cleanser, lukewarm water, maybe look for hyaluronic acid if you're dry. Then, step 2 is optional, an antioxidant serum or cream.
Like vitamin C again.
Vitamin C, vitamin E, ferulic acid, helps fight those free radicals, maybe boost collagen. Serums usually have the highest concentration.
And then step 3, inevitably.
Sunscreen. SPF 30 plus A, mineral filters like zinc oxide or titanium dioxide are great. And apply it separately, even if your makeup says it has SPF.
Got it. Protection in the AM. What about the PM routine?
That's about cleansing and repair. Start with makeup remover if you wear wipes, micellar water, balms.
Then cleanse again.
Yes, maybe gentle, maybe something targeted, like salicylic acid for acne or an AHA like glycolic acid if you're in your 30s or 40s dealing with brightness or pigmentation.
She mentions double cleansing too.
Yeah, as an option for oily skin. Use an oil-based cleanser first to break down oil and makeup, then follow with a water-based cleanser.
Okay, toner optional again?
Yep, mainly for oily skin, just to get any last bits of residue. Avoid alcohol-based ones, though, they're drying.
And the final nighttime step.
Moisturizer, focused on repair. She suggests looking for vitamin A creams, tretinoin, retinol, bakuchiol, adapalene to help build collagen.
Similar to the retinoid advice we heard earlier.
Exactly. And if that feels drying, layer a simple hydrating moisturizer with ceramides or hyaluronic acid over the top.
She also warns against judging products just by price, right?
Yeah. Focus on the science-backed ingredients, not just fancy claims or high costs. Introduce new things one by one, patch test if you're sensitive.
And again, the reminder about internal health, sleep, stress, diet.
Crucial. A simple routine cleanse, moisturize, sunscreen goes a long way, but see a derm for specific issues.
All right, now for something completely different. Dr. Eric Berg. His focus is very much on diet and natural remedies.
Yeah, it's a different lens. He starts from the idea that skin absorbs what you put on it, so avoid toxins. He also points fingers at pollution, smoking, chemicals in shower water, UV rays.
And diet, of course. He mentions low-fat diets might be bad.
He does. He thinks protein and fat are key for skin. And junk food, alcohol, trans fats, they accelerate aging, in his view.
But he has a particular issue with certain oils, doesn't he? Processed seed oils.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Soybean, corn, canola, cottonseed, sunflower, safflower. He calls them highly inflammatory and says they oxidize the skin.
Oxidize, like damage it.
That's his argument. He claims they have too much omega-6, not enough omega-3, and they actually get stuck in your skin cell membranes for years, causing dryness, redness, flakiness.
Wow. And he says these oils are in skincare products too.
He does, like sunflower oil in creams. He says that plus things like alcohol in creams can actually dry the skin out more. And he points out how much more of these oils we eat now compared to the past.
So if those oils are the problem, what's his solution? This is the surprising part, right?
It is. His ultimate remedy, grass-fed tallow.
Tallow, as in beef fat on your face.
Grass-fed beef fat. His reasoning is that its chemistry is very similar to our skin's own sebum. Sebum actually means tallow in Latin, apparently.
Huh. I did not know that.
He argues it won't oxidize and cause inflammation like seed oils. He says it's packed with vitamins A, D, E, K, and something called CLA, which helps skin hold moisture.
Is it greasy?
He claims it's not greasy like, say, coconut oil can be, and that it gives softness, a healthy glow, and the nutrients might even help with dark spots and wrinkles.
What's actually in tallow, chemically speaking?
Saturated fats, oleic acid, which moisturizes, palmitic acid for softening, stearic acid for repair, and only a small amount of that omega-6 linoleic acid he dislikes.
And he suggests just trying it.
Yeah, try it for a week, he says. His big picture is cut out seed oils from your diet, eat more omega-3s, like from fish oil, and use tallow on your skin. He thinks that combo can make a huge difference.
Well, that's certainly a departure from vitamin C serums and retinols. Quite the range we've covered.
From honey cleanses to beef fat moisturizers, yeah, it's definitely a spectrum.
But it's fascinating, isn't it, seeing all these different paths towards the same goal,
Yeah.
healthier skin.
It really is. And, despite the wild differences, like you said, some things keep coming up.
Like gentle cleansing.
Gentle cleansing, moisturizing no matter what.
And sunscreen. Always sunscreen.
That seems to be the bedrock, yeah. Across almost all the advice, that foundation is there.
So the takeaway for you, listening, might be that it doesn't have to be super complex or break the bank.
Right. It's about understanding your skin, finding what feels right for you, and then being consistent. Whether that's a quick natural routine or the science stuff or maybe even tallow.
Maybe. It definitely gives you options to think about.
It does. And it raises more questions too, doesn't it? Like, what are the long-term effects of only using natural stuff versus these targeted ingredients?
Or that whole connection between diet and skin that Dr. Berg was so focused on. That's huge.
Definitely loads more to explore there. So, what's got you thinking now? Are you curious about something we didn't cover, maybe the skin microbiome or environmental impacts?
Let us know. Your questions might just spark our next deep dive.